Saturday morning, going for a walk down to the river. Oh, look at this in the driveway. Coyote. Coyote friend's been marking his territory. I find this on all corners of the property. It's how they mark their territory, keeping us safe. I have a very close connection to the animals that use this property as a means to get underneath the highway. It's the only way. They come through the backyard and down through the driveway, and then they cut across. And where I'm walking, they actually go down and under the river. But anyways, it's Saturday morning, and I wanted to have a little talk about, I guess you could call it, spiritual etiquette. You know, back in the old days, a little bit noisy with the trucks. It'll get quiet as I get closer to the river. You know, I don't know how many years ago, you could say 600 years ago, 1,000 years ago, if you had the desire to advance spiritually, and you heard of a master or a teacher or an enlightened one, generally they were not in public areas. For you to go meet such a person, such a being, a lot of times you would have to spend 3 months going through jungles, climbing mountains, risking your life. You would spend time. You would be committed. There'd be no turning back. And then you would get to the place where this enlightened person was, and they may not even speak to you. Are you willing to make that sacrifice? Nowadays, we don't have to do that. There's teachers and masters, self-proclaimed teachers and masters all over the place. The attitude towards learning, towards meeting genuine teachers, in some cases doesn't seem to be there the way it was in the past. If you desire to learn, let's say Reiki, and you contact a Reiki teacher, a Reiki master, and you commit to them financially, spiritually, and physically. You know, the financial aspect of it is very important, because nowadays, you know, teachers and masters aren't taken care of by the community. So teachers and masters, no matter how enlightened they are, have bills and expenses that they have to pay. So if you contact a teacher, show your interest. You know, tell them you're going to attend the class, and then leave them hanging. You don't show up. You know, nowadays classes rely on people attending. So the teacher counts on that. That's why when I want to take a class or a workshop, I express my interest, and then I confirm by registering and paying right away. That way, the teacher knows, because in the energy, once you commit, not just verbally, you have to seal the deal. You have to commit financially. If there's a financial fee, sometimes there's not. But if there is, once you commit, say you committed 3 weeks away from the date where you're going to experience and learn with this teacher, your energy starts to change. Once you've committed, the process begins. It's hard to really explain it. There is no time, there is no distance. It's all about, really, the word commitment. So if you're interested in taking workshops or whatever, and you're contacting a teacher, do the right thing. You know, if it's not for you, don't start the process. Something else I'd like to address, and I've experienced this several times, is you'll find a spiritual person on the path, doing everything right, but they want to attend a workshop. They don't want to go alone. So they recruit people. Hey, I'm going to do this workshop. It'd be good for you. Come along. 9 times out of 10, the people they're bringing, the workshops aren't for them. This is something to think about, because it disrupts the energy of the whole group. I remember I wanted to meet a traditional teacher. I did some research. I had read a book. With the internet, I was able to find this teacher and a phone number. I phoned him. I said, would it be possible that I could come and meet you? He said, oh yeah, absolutely. How is 7 o'clock tomorrow morning? Come on over for coffee. I said, okay, I'll be there. I live 2.5 hours away from that teacher, from that elder. And I was at his house at 7 a.m. the next day. 5-hour round trip for a half an hour conversation. What price are you willing to pay? How serious is it? It's very important that we break away from this treadmill kind of spirituality where everybody's basically taking workshops for entertainment. Give it some thought. These are just things that I've experienced and I want to share because, you know, if I don't share, and if we don't share, people don't know. So let's help everyone. Let's be mindful of what we really want. And if it's something you desire, go for it. Get committed, have a wonderful experience, and share it with the world. Thank you for listening. I hope on some level this has reached the people it needs to reach. And everyone have a fantastic day.